Good morning. 10:15 on the 16th of July, it's Tuesday, and I'm still in my pyjamas, and yeah, I'm waiting for a parcel. They tried to deliver yesterday, but they must have tried to deliver it in what did we do yesterday? We went out for lunch, went for a little walk. They must have tried to deliver it in that hour and a half that we were out. So I don't want to miss it today because then I'll have to try and find time to go to the post office, which is just such a nightmare. So we're staying in until that's done, and then I'm imagining it's probably going to be delivered around about the same sort of time. But I've got a phone call with my tutor today, my tutor for my level 3. So that's at 12 o'clock, so I need to sort of stick close to home all morning, so that I'm in for the parcel and ready as soon, because she might be ready a little bit before 12, she might be ready a little bit after 12. So basically, probably from about 11:45, I need to be ready to answer the call. And then after I've done all of those things, we'll have a little bit of lunch and then we'll go out. I would like to go to the library today, specifically to kind of have a look for some cookbooks. I'm feeling a little bit uninspired by cooking at the moment. It just seems to be a necessity rather than a pleasure. I really like food. I like cooking and trying new recipes and things like that, but yeah, it's just not been the most exciting thing at the moment. Been feeling a bit flat in the food department. So I'm just having a quick look through the River Cottage, Veg Every Day, which is a book that I have really liked in the past. I don't know if it's going to have anything in it that I'm going to want to make tonight, but we'll see. Yeah, Andrew's vegetarian, and we do eat vegetarian. At least me and Andrew eat vegetarian. He eats vegetarian all of the time. I eat vegetarian most of the time. But on the boys aren't vegetarian, although we talk to them about where food comes from, they know that sausages are made from an animal, that chicken is made from an animal, they know all of that. So if they wanted to be vegetarian, that would not be a problem, and we would respect that choice. But right now, while they're young and they're kind of developing their palate and things like that, the main thing that we're keen to do is to make sure that they're eating everything that they need, getting good protein, etc., etc. So, and the only thing that they really like to eat is sausages, and Aiden really likes salmon, which is nice. But yeah, we would want to respect their choice to be vegetarian, but we would need to talk to them about the fact that you can't just cut out food and not replace it with something else. So me and the boys are not vegetarian, although I do eat, as I was saying, I do eat vegetarian most of the time, just because we make a sort of separate meal sometimes for the boys, or we make an extra element for the boys. I try to give them what we're having, but make sure there's something on the plate that I know they'll like. So sometimes they'll get a really weird mix of stuff, because it'll have it'll be risotto with sausages on the side, so that I know that they've eaten something. But it does mean that occasionally they will try the other thing. That's how Aiden discovered that he liked salmon. I made breaded fish fillets with chips and peas, and then put a little bit of smoked salmon of baked salmon on the side, and he just I ended up swapping with Rory so that Rory had his breaded fish and Aidan got his like baked salmon because he just really liked it. So it is a method that works for us most of the time, but sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, on a Tuesday and a Thursday, I try to do a slightly more interesting meat-based meal, because it's the only couple of days when I really eat meat at work, at home. So I try to mix things up. So I need some inspiration for today. Yes, Ed?
I need some help
With
a game.
Okay, just give me 1 second. So I want some inspiration. I think the thing with Hugh is, with this book, is that it's maybe all a little bit heavy. I don't really want a salad. There's a lot of veg in it. I think there are some meals that have, it's not a vegetarian cookbook, but it brings vegetables to the centre, so there's fewer recipes with meat in, or where meat is not as big of a focus in the meal. So it is a good book. We've got a couple of things that we make from this, or make our own version of it now, because we've had this book for quite a long time. When did we get it? I need to start writing in books, like cookbooks and things, like when we get them, just because it would be interesting to see how long we've been using it for. Yeah, so I'm not sure it's going to be this book, but most of the other cookbooks that we have are vegetarian cookbooks, and like curries and things like that, and I'm not really in the mood for a curry. Also, I think Andrew would be like, how dare you eat curry without me? So yeah. Oh, and then we need to go to the shop after we've been to the library, and hopefully I'll have time to have a flip through some recipe books while I'm in the library and maybe find something that I want to make. Yeah, I need to send an email today. I had a last minute message from a friend who's taken over organising an exhibition, and they messaged me and just asked whether or not whether I had anything ready that could be exhibited, because there's been a couple of artists have dropped out of the exhibition, and it starts on Monday, so they're looking to just fill a few gaps. And I do have something that I could put in, so I just need to send an email to them and just give them some details about the piece and things like that. So I need to do that today. What else do I need to do today? Just generally the same as always, tidying. I feel like I'm just constantly trying to keep up. I'm just sorting out something for work tomorrow. I am going to take in some rainbow rice, I think. Oh, this lighting is terrible. I'm just sorting something out for work tomorrow. I think I'm going to just take in some colourful rice. I've had this, I don't know if this is going to work, but I've had this sushi rice for I don't even know how long, years, and I haven't used it. So I'm just going to use that instead of using like we've got some basmati rice, but instead of using that, I'm going to use the sushi rice. And yeah, I need to just have a look what food colouring we've got. Yeah, and then so it looks like there's a couple of different ways people suggest you make it. But I'm just going to make it the way that I've made it before, which is rice in a Tupperware tub and a bit of food colouring on top and shake it about a lot. So let's see if that works. A little bit concerned that that's not going to dry enough and that the food colouring is going to come off all over the children, but that's fine. Oh. My post just came. I ordered some kinetic sand for a friend for her little boy whose birthday is soon. So now that the post is here, that's one less thing for me to worry about. Just going to dig out my laptop, which is under a pile of stuff over there, and then I will get myself set up so that my tutor can call me whenever she is ready. She's doing like observations of other students today, so she was kind of like, could be a little bit before, could be a little bit after 12, so I just need to be ready for when she calls. And then we'll have some lunch, probably just going to be sandwiches. Is that alright?
Yay, sandwiches!
And then we're going to go out to, as I said, going to go to the library and to the shop. Right, laptop. Oh, I was going to show you the book that I'm reading at the moment. Unfortunately, as I was bringing it over to the table, my bookmark fell out, and this book doesn't have any chapters. So I've got no idea where I was up to. I'm going to have a look without spoiling it for myself. I know that it started, oh, was it? This might be it. I'm going to put it in there. No, hang on. This is it. Is it? Oh, hang on. Yep. Yep. Yeah, found it. 166, page 166. So I'm just coming up on halfway through. I started reading this. It's called The Long Weekend by Gillian Macmillan, and it says three bodies, two couples, no escape. No, it doesn't say that at all. It says three couples, two bodies, no escape. And I'm enjoying it, I think. Basically, a group of friends go on a retreat in Northumbria. It's like three couples or two couples and a recently widowed member of the friendship group. They were all friends, oh no, it's three couples and the fourth woman who is recently widowed. The three men were all friends with the recently widowed woman, and then the three women are the wives of the three men. So the four friends are like a gang, they've grown up together, etc, etc. And the three, they're all going away. The women are supposed to arrive first, and their husbands are going to be joining them later. And when they arrive, there's a parcel on when the women arrive, there's a parcel on the table, and it says, by the time you read this, I'll have killed one of your husbands. And that's like how it starts. And there's other things going on as well. So there's the recently widowed woman and what's going on with her and her daughter. And then there's the three women and how they, and like their relationships, because they don't really get on very well. Then there's like dipping in and out of like the women talking about their husbands, like slight flashes back in time, not very far in time, but like little bits of flashbacks in time. But then there's also the farmer and his wife who own the little barn that the women are going to be staying in. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know where the stuff with the farmer is going. But at the moment it feels like we don't need that storyline. I would say now there is trigger warning for alcohol abuse. There's trigger warning for Alzheimer's, dementia. That's what I've got so far that I would pick up. Trigger warning for self-harm and for like widowhood. So definitely would be worth checking out trigger warnings if you're thinking of reading it. Some books have them like in the front. I've seen, but I don't think this book is that new. So I think this is quite an old one, or like not new enough, and maybe not the right genre for that kind of thing. I think I've seen some like YA and some like indie published books have trigger warnings like on the back and things like that. But anyway, or theme warnings. But anyway, yeah, this is what I'm reading at the moment. I started it quite a while ago and was kind of enjoying it. I really don't like it when a book doesn't have chapters, because I just like to sit down sometimes and read a chapter. So it can make it quite difficult for me to find chunks of time to read it if it's not got chapters, but it does break up the paragraphs of like who we're focusing on, you know? My camera's about to run out of battery. My batteries are just like running out so quickly. I think it's because I sit here and talk for 20 minutes instead of making like short videos. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I think I was saying I don't like books without chapters. It just makes it really hard for me to read it. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this book. I'm enjoying it enough that I'm going to continue reading it for a little bit longer at least. Yeah, I'm not really feeling a connection to any of the characters so far. Yeah, the author has sort of dropped a couple of little things, like smattered a few things to try and, you know, intrigue you to keep reading. I'm not that intrigued to keep reading. There is... Oh, I don't want to do spoilers. No, I'm not going to do spoilers. I was going to tell you what I think is about to happen, but I'm not going to do that. I just got back from our walk. It started to rain just towards the end. And I got a text message to say that a parcel that I'm waiting for is going to arrive this afternoon. So I wanted to be back in time for that. So we cut our trip out a little bit short. Just gonna prop you there so I can clean my glasses. Yeah, cut the trip a little bit short, but that's fine. So I went to the library and picked up some books. I got One Dish Fish. I think I'm going to make something out of that for tea on Thursday. I didn't fancy fish today, so And then the other one I got was Pinch of Nom. And the meal that I'm going to cook tonight is in here, or I'm going to at least take that as inspiration. It's going to be like a chicken orzo thing. And then Aidan picked 2 reading books that he wanted to read to us. We've got the story of the Olympics and Knights and Castles. Rory picked Mr. Greedy and the Gingerbread Man and Spooky Halloween. We've still got a couple of the books that we got out last week. We still got those out, but a couple of them I just took back because we were done with those. So, but I've kept a few of them. Please don't forget to turn off that fan.
Yeah.
You done it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so I kept a couple of the books from last week and then topped up with a few more books.
Daddy's car won't have anything to be... No, Daddy's tray. Yeah, tray.
So I think this orzo thing is going to take about an hour and 20 minutes to cook or to prep and to cook. So I'm going to do a bit of prep now. Then I'm going to sit in there with the boys and hopefully do a bit of reading. I did take my reading book on the off chance that we had enough time at the library to for me to do some reading, but yeah, we had to leave, so that's fine. Do a bit of reading now and then come through to the kitchen and get stuck into making tea. I don't know what the boys are going to make of it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.